excited to talk about this. It's something I've always wondered about. When I was in my teens, up to probably 20, I had only heard of people like Eric Thomas, who are motivational speakers who can really help embody your alignment with you, who will boost you up, who will level you up. And then in my general 20s, I started to hear about all kinds of other professionals, people who say, I can help you to get to the root of childhood trauma. I can help you with manifestation. I can help you with your health, with looking at your dreams and making it a reality. People who are saying they can help you with the deepest, hardest work around healing and identity work. And then all the time, what I noticed, other than Eric Thomas, actually, and I should say, like, I'm definitely a fan of his, but I'm just using him as an example. This isn't a promotion video necessarily, but many of the famous people that you know, that I know, that billions of people know about, have a pretty hefty price tag on their services. So that's what I just wanted to cover, was redefining value, generosity, and even thinking of ethical consumption in the spiritual wellness area. So recently there was a retreat that came up on my Instagram, and the retreat was for 2 weeks in a beautiful southern nation, beautiful resort, and the price tag was $50,000. And it was saying it was going to help you reach your dreams, teach you manifestation, teach you how to make everything come true. Well, that's so beautiful. And I thought, gosh, the folks that might need that the most, the people where that would be the most incredible miracle for them because of maybe where they come from or the systems around them that make it hard to escape poverty or struggling day to day, they can't afford that. I mean, the ones that need this the most can't afford that. And so I feel skeptical. And I don't think all of it is ill-intentioned. I think that there might be an issue of the culture, if we're in the West, if we're talking about gurus and professionals in the West, they are taught to say, well, if I have a high cost, that just reflects my high value. You are going to figure out a way to make it work. You're going to hustle. You're going to pull credit. You're going to get a loan. You'll do whatever it takes because I know what's up. But, we really should make it cool and have like more conversations about minimal consumption, being generous, giving it away, redistributing resources. So here's just a couple key angles that I wanted to talk about, so I can put it out onto YouTube so that I know that at least I've said something about this, because it's actually even troubling. I know a woman, she is a grandmother. She has children who live in town with her. Some of her grandchildren are actually in her custody because there's some familial addiction issues and there's health issues in her family. And then she herself is dealing with diabetes. And so she's in charge of her grandchildren. She's a beautiful grandmother. Everybody knows her and adores her at the local markets around here. The schools know her. I think the library is even aware of her because, like, I've seen her picture on, like, library member of the month, like, multiple times. And she is somebody that deserves to have a beautiful, luxurious adventure trip somewhere that boasts healing and giving you green smoothies and motivational seminars and boosting you up. She deserves that so much more than arguably somebody who comes from a lot of privilege, who doesn't have a lot of responsibility, like taking care of little people, little children. She is more deserving and in need than somebody who kind of has it all and doesn't have to work super duper hard right now. But they they can sometimes afford something like this. She can't. I know she can't because she's on food stamps. And I mean, if I had the money, I would give it to her. Absolutely. I mean, she can go over me. I'll figure it out later. Um, there's a balance as well to giving everything away, which I'll cover. So that was just an example. It stands out to me. It was another reason I wanted to talk about this here with you today. So let's go into, first of all, accessibility in spiritual healing. So there are steep fees, like I was just describing, for healing, and that limits accessibility. So really, we should try to create spaces. I think this should just be a universal norm where people of all kinds of backgrounds and all kinds of economic statuses are able to access something like this. So that should be normalized. We should also reassess value and what that means, because there's this conventional pricing model. And again, like I said at the top of the video, if people think that all the time, oh, because I'm the best, I'm so good at this, well, if people want to access my value, they need to figure it out. What? Like, no, no. Consider alternatives like sliding scales, donation based work, bartering, community sharing. Like, emphasize the service over profit. You're gonna get your profit, you'll get your money. Money is energy, you'll get it back, especially if you do the good work of being generous, of giving it away. Ethical consumption. So I think that we also should just discuss what it means to consume. Booking these spiritual retreats in developing nations in an area that we was bought off and a landlord was able to secure this beautiful spot. And there's this gorgeous resort, which is definitely crazy consumption of energy and all kinds of other resources. What if we were to switch it? What if we found different ways to have a beautiful space, a beautiful offering, but isn't taking so much from the earth, and isn't like perpetuating this idea that with passport privilege, we're going to go to some other nation and just occupy this corner of the area where people live, where people already are dealing with so much difficulty with development issues. Just to like specify this, there's resorts in Mexico. And there's also a lot of areas in Mexico where Americans are currently spending time investing and developing and taking over. And it's like mismatching the economy. It's creating an imbalance. So we really ought to be more conscientious of that. And then there's just the holistic benefits. So when we value on a spiritual and a personal level, but also just on like a big picture level, community resilience, reducing inequity, honoring the interconnectedness of humanity and nature, that is an incredible answer, and that will create sustainability. And I promise that if you're an entrepreneur watching this, if you are somebody thinking about starting a business, it is absolutely the best approach. Give away what you can, be generous as much as you can, do the trades, be connected, look for ways that you can be helpful. So finally, just as a last piece, if you've gone to a retreat, if you've gone to an adventure somewhere, some kind of quest, some kind of workshop, and it's falling into what I've just described, like at the end of the day, you have the best intentions. And I think so do the people hosting these retreats, for the most part, at least. And so this is just an invitation. Think about this. Again, try to be thoughtful. Try to consider, where do you want your footprint to be? What impact do you want to leave on Earth when you pass on? So that's it for today. Thank you.